Hey everyone, so I'm going to be answering one of the most pressing questions when it comes to diastasis recti. So if you're completely new to me, I'm Lashonda. I'm a licensed physical therapist, certified personal trainer, and owner of Core Elevation Fitness and Wellness. So let's talk about diastasis recti and the prevention of it, especially in the times of pregnancy. I see this question a lot on social media, on the internet, and especially with moms who are currently pregnant, moving into their third trimester, and they're concerned about having diastasis recti and can I prevent it? So let's first, to answer this question, talk about the natural process of what is happening at the abdominal wall, at your core when you're pregnant and you're moving into that third trimester. So naturally, your organs, like your uterus and other organs, are enlarging, right? You are having a pushing up of those organs up into your rib cage to make room for baby. And a part of that making room for baby is that your superficial rectus abdominis muscles are beginning to open or beginning to separate in order to make room for baby. So that is not something that we necessarily want to prevent because it's a natural process. And we want to make sure that our body is making enough space for baby as they grow. So now that we know that it's not necessarily something we should be afraid of or putting a lot of focus on preventing, let's talk about some of the strategies and things that we can do, some of the things that are kind of in our control that can help reduce some of that unwarranted stress to the belly as mom belly is growing and you're in that third trimester. So things like how you're lifting your baby or lifting heavy things, or if you're still continuing to exercise, which is a wonderful thing if you can, just reducing some of the exercises or modifying some of the exercises that put a lot of frontal pressure on that already thinning linea alba and the front of your core. So for example, exercises like your regular standard plank where you may be on the floor, or sit-ups where you may be putting a lot of pressure through that front abdominal wall. Those are the type of exercises that you want to begin modifying within the second to the third trimester so that you're not putting a lot of excess stress, again, on the already separated abdominals and thinning linea alba tissue. And that linea alba tissue is what is right in between those abdominals that just naturally thins out as you make room for baby. So you want to begin talking to a physical therapist even while you're pregnant, working with a postpartum coach even while you're pregnant to learn some of those strategies that you can begin putting into place to help reduce that unwanted stress so that once you have baby, you move into that fourth trimester, which is now the postpartum period, where we actually diagnose and say, okay, do you have diastasis recti? And that's where those abdominals have not naturally come back together on their own, and you need some type of outside intervention like therapy or working with a postpartum coach who specializes in diastasis recti and postpartum corrective exercise, which you typically need because of all the many changes that your body go through, okay? So once again, you're gonna do therapy when pregnant, look at diastasis recti and diagnosis in the postpartum period, and if you do have it, that's when we want to be concerned about making sure that we are doing the correct exercises, education to help improve and heal that diastasis. So hopefully that answers your questions and helps give you a little bit of relief around, oh my God, do I need to do, or what do I need to do to prevent this god-awful diastasis recti, right? So again, now we know that this is a natural process, that abdominal separation, which again is basically different than the actual diagnosis of diastasis recti. That diagnosis of diastasis recti really doesn't happen until that fourth trimester, right, in your postpartum period, where now we need to have intervention. In doing pregnancy, we don't necessarily need intervention to prevent the diastasis or the abdominal separation because it's a natural process and it's something that we want to happen. And again, every degree of separation is different between each woman, right? And it's not necessarily research out there to say if you do X, Y, Z or this and that, you're going to prevent that from happening or have a exact control over it. But there are so many empowering things that you can do, again, like those strategies of learning to connect with your deep core and your pelvic floor, learning how to lift baby and heavy things, learning how to modify exercise within that third trimester so that you can have a great pregnancy, a strong core going into your labor and delivery, and then even into the postpartum period. I hope you find this helpful. If you do, just let me know and share it out with another expectant or postpartum mom it can help.